Royals infielder and outfielder Tug Hewitt, who joins us wearing the Monarch stuff. How much fun? You got your first hit of the year, a pinch hit earlier in the week. How much fun are you having up here at the big league level?
I mean, if you can't have fun up here, you probably are not going to have a whole lot of fun anyway. So I'm really enjoying it.
And then your first major league hit actually came pretty interesting of all places last year in Kansas City. And maybe the irony is that it came against your now teammate, Gil Meche. You were the DH in your major league debut that game, and then Willie Bloomquist replaced you for the Mariners. What do you remember of that first hit?
You'll always remember your first hit. I remember my first at-bat, he threw 3 fastballs right by me. I remember that. And so I was really geared up. And my next at-bat, he threw a lot of curveballs and off-speed pitches, and I ended up hitting a slider into center field, broken bat single. I'll take it.
Yeah, take it any way you can get it,
right.
And then you got bragging rights against Gil. Not sure how much you want to.
I don't bring that up a whole lot. I let Gil just kind of do his own thing, you know.
That's probably not a bad idea. Bruce Chen takes the hill tonight, making his Royals debut. He's been around for a long time, but you played with him in AAA Omaha. What can you tell us about him?
I did. I also played with him in '07 in Oklahoma City. So Bruce is a guy who knows the game. He knows how to pitch. He knows what he's going to do to hitters. He's prepared every night, and he's going to throw everything and the kitchen sink at you. So I hope those guys are ready for it.
Yeah, the veteran 32-year-old lefty. All right, you grew up in a major league household. Your dad Tim playing for Baltimore and the White Sox. That's been talked about a lot. And a house of 4 brothers, which I'm sure could be a terror at times. But you've talked about your younger brother Sam. You were the oldest, and he was the youngest, tragically passing away at I think 6 years old. Just tell us about that story, what happened, and how it's changed your life today.
Well, we went across the street. We were out visiting our dad in Baltimore, and we always went across the street to play every day. We were outside. That's what we did as kids, and we always played a little game where we'd look both ways and run across the street, and gold, silver, bronze, and all that competitiveness. And Sam said he was going to beat me, and me being the compassionate older brother, I was like, you won't beat me. But I remember, looking across the street, and I hear Joe say, Sam, wait. So I went to reach and grab him and missed. And he was hit and killed by a car. And for a couple of years, I really felt like it was my fault. I tried to be strong and keep it inside for my brothers. And I remember one day just going in to my mom about 2 or 3 years after the accident, feeling so guilty that I couldn't control it anymore, just crying, saying I'm sorry. And I remember she said, well, we're gonna fix that, because she had felt the same way. And she prayed for me, Philippians 4:7, that the peace would pass all understanding to me, and it helped. It made me feel a lot better, and I know that someday I'll see him again in heaven, and that made it a lot easier for me to deal with.
And then real quickly, that message, something you spread now, and actually it helps people with it.
Absolutely. I actually spoke in a city in Alabama where I went to college at Auburn, and I spoke at a school where the principal said, hey, I know your background, I've heard your testimony before, I can't give you the okay to say some of the things that you want to say, but I'm going to give you the mic and I'm going to leave. Anyway, I told my thing, and it really, I felt like it didn't do anything. Nobody even moved, no interaction at all. I got a letter a couple of years later from one of the kids that was at the school who had the same thing happen to him, and his brother had been killed, and he couldn't deal with the guilt, so he felt like he was going to take his own life. And because of my testimony or the way I dealt with it and how I dealt with it, he gave it a shot, and he wrote me this letter saying that he's still alive today because of what the Lord's done for him, and that was unbelievable. I was bawling in the locker room. Guys are coming in the locker room looking at me like, why is this guy crying? And they read the note, and they're borderline tearing up. Macho Man, too, and it was pretty amazing.
Well, it's a tragic story, but one that great message that you have passed on. Appreciate you sharing that with us, and continue enjoying everything up at the big league level.
Thank you.